Greetings, one and all. Hello, hello. My name's Sonia Javette. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome to Sound by Production Live, SBP Live. Yes. Wow, crowd goes wild. My special guest today is Mr. Jackson Emmer. Jackson Emmer. Let me give you his bio real quick here. Jackson Emmer is an award-winning singer-songwriter, producer, and educator from Carbondale, Colorado. His work blends humor and heartache and tradition with exploration. He has toured the U.S. numerous times, collaborated with Grammy winners, and received grants and awards in Texas and Colorado. Emmer's work has been featured in Rolling Stone, Billboard, Cannon's Film Festival, and 200 plus radio stations. Welcome, Jackson Emmer. Wait, go this way. Wait.
Hi, Sonia.
Ta-da! That's fun.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Here we
That's
are.
awesome. Let me fix that. Cool. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you. Now, my first question is, what kind of room? Is this a corner of an office like you got an arch ceiling and you've taken the beautiful light spot of the room?
I
Is my
see.
thought.
Yeah. This is my home studio. It's above our garage, and so it's kind of weirdly long this way, and over on that side there's like a little guest bed and my wife's sewing equipment. But on this side, I've got a desk and I've got some mics and things I need to record, and a little table over here, which we're
I
over
love
here
that.
to write some songs at.
But the lighting that's coming, I mean, the light that's coming in there is beautiful. I'm always curious about people's rigs, their rooms when they're broadcasting. It's really beautiful. The
Thank you.
color that's being projected out there.
They're just windows, there's no trick there.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. Where's my questions?
Thanks for having me on your show. This is so cool, and I'm honored.
I am excited. You are super talented, and the let me tell y'all how I met his name's Jackson. Mr. Jackson. He is a educator of. So I'm learning how to use Pro Tools better, not Pro Tools, Logic Pro X, and there's some tricks and things that I just my brain was like, I don't know how to do it. Have been wanting to print out a copy of my chart of my music that I created. I did it accidentally one day and I don't know how to do it. And Mr. Jackson has been so helpful with teaching me how to use that knowledge. Thank you. Let me ask you
You're a
questions.
quick study and very talented already, so I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, but you had to learn to speak Sonyanese.
I'm still
not
learning, I think.
not always the easiest. But it's always honest. I will always be honest. I'm like, yeah. Okay. My favorite question to ask is, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, definitely. I was gonna say flying, or always saying exactly what's on my mind. I think that it's easy to sugarcoat things, but generally, if I don't, life is more interesting and you get what you want and other people get what they want. So, yeah, I think the real superpower would just be constant, direct truth telling,
Well,
unfiltered.
that's a powerful one to have. The consequences will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Be like, not sure about that,
I
but
might need
yeah,
a second superpower to handle the consequences.
the flying.
It wouldn't hurt.
Having the flying would be the best. Do you have pets? Do you have animals?
I have one dog, and her name is Willoughby. She is an 11-year-old beagle mutt now. I got her from a shelter when she was just a puppy.
I mean, she has long ears.
She does have long ears. Yeah, I just posted a picture of her on my Instagram because it was Dog Day yesterday, National Dog Day. So anyway, she's very sweet. She used to tour with me, and we lived out of a car and played concerts around the country. And I feel like she kind of grew up with me as I
As an
became an
artist.
adult and became, have a home now.
I always have the did okay, people that have animals with them on tour. Did you have earplugs for the dog? The
Oh
to
no, no, you
did
mean
it
like for during concerts?
mm-hmm,
No, because I was playing a lot of house concerts and just very like pretty mellow scenes. Wasn't hardly amplified if at all. So,
wasn't bad
um,
for the
and I
ears.
wouldn't like put her right on stage or anything. She would go hang out in another room, or she could wait in the car, depending on whether or not that was safe. Um, so yeah, she traveled with me a lot, but I'm not playing in a rock band, so it wasn't like oppressive.
Nice. Nice. I want an animal, but I've always thought, well, maybe I should make sure it has some headphones because sometimes I play with the band, sometimes I don't. But um, depending on what's happening, I think it'd be fun to see the dog with the little headphones rocking back and forth.
It'd be cute for sure.
And then you could put your logo on it, or anyway, always merch. Always merch. Do you have any hobbies outside of music? And your family doesn't count.
Yeah, my family is pretty much a full-time thing right now because we have a newborn, which we've talked about a little bit. I've got a
We can talk
three-month-old
about it.
daughter,
Yeah.
but that is not really a hobby.
Now.
My hobbies are more gardening. I love to
Oh,
garden and grow vegetables for us to eat. We have a little garden in the backyard. I also like to go hiking whenever I can and kayaking, which I
whew.
just finally got a kayak this year from like Walmart, and it's been awesome. But I think I've used it like 5 times, and so I don't know if
The
that counts as a hobby, but it's an aspirational
you're getting
hobby.
started. Did you buy all the gear? Did you buy the helmet and the little I guess
I
the
got a well,
board?
I got a life preserver and I
Okay,
got
that
a paddle, and that's it. And I got some, like cousins who were like, "Oh, you got to get this and you got to get that," and I was like, I'm not here for that. I just want to float around and just, smell the fresh air and just watch some fish swim underneath. Like, this is not a contest for me.
oh.
So,
Now, see, I have questions now. Is it a kayak that folds up? Because I saw one once on YouTube that you can fold. I was like, "Ooh, magical." Is the kayak have a clear bottom so you can see
no,
the
it's
fish?
just it's a sit on top plastic kayak. So, it's just like neon green. You kind of wrestle with it to get it on top of your car, and then you strap it down. And you could drive on the highway with it. It doesn't really wiggle or anything. So if you secure it properly, it's safe. And then it's pretty heavy though, so you got to just make sure you carry it right so you don't hurt yourself and
Mm. So
put it in the pond.
one person kayak.
It's one person, and my dog Willoughby will fit on the back. She'll float around with me.
Does Willoughby have a life preserver as well?
I
That'd be cute.
haven't gotten one for her because she's a pretty good swimmer, and we're not on what's it called, on like rapids or
Okay.
even very big like lakes. Like you can get to shore in like a minute, so it's not. I haven't gotten one for her yet, but maybe when she gets a little older.
You mentioned you had a garden. How big is the garden? Because I have an urban garden because I don't have
Mm,
a house yet. So my patio it's a jungle. So how
yep.
much? What are you growing in your garden, and how big is the garden?
I'm mostly growing weeds this year because of our baby. Like it's time consuming to have a newborn, and that's great. But last year, I mean, the garden was incredible. It's maybe 10 feet wide by 30 or 40 feet long. It curves a little bit around the bend, so it's a little hard to say exactly how long it is. But we do have broccoli, uh, cauliflower. I don't think we have cabbage this year. We got a lot of tomatoes, especially cherry tomatoes. and a couple different kinds of lettuce that are pretty much dead right now. We've got a lot of basil, just tons of basil. We planted it as a companion plant for some of the other things,
Hmm.
and it's really taken over. And then we have a couple of patches that are just now weeds where we meant to plant some more lettuce or kale or whatever. And um, we've been delinquent in our garden management.
It's because you have a child now. Do you find that squirrels and do you have a lot of animals that can eat your vegetables? I have questions.
We have a fence around it. I mean, it's not a real fence.
Oh,
It's netting,
yeah.
because we have a lot of deer and elk in the neighborhood
Hmm.
actually. So some birds will pop in and check on something, but I haven't had a big rodent or bird problem. At the end of the season, which I would say next month, we'll probably have a bear break in and eat. This happened last year. A bear just tears down the fence post. The netting is useless once it's a bear. I mean, they can move through a net. It's not that
Wow.
tough. So, and they'll bend that down and then they'll go and just eat a bunch of stuff and clean it out pretty much for the season. So, we don't have a lot of bears right now because we live in the valley, but they live in the mountains. And as the food runs out in the mountains, they come down into the valley at the end of the summer to finish eating before they hibernate. So, we'll have one show up, I'm sure, and clear out the garden for us.
That alone is fascinating. You have bears, just random. You you could have content for a lifetime, more than a lifetime, with all the animals, lions and tigers and bears that you have around
Oh,
your.
well, part of the reason that I like living here, you mentioned content, is because like I can get off the internet and just like walk around in the woods and like be very fulfilled. It's very tempting to want to publish my entire life because, I'm always trying to come up with something juicy for the internet, but I really find it most gratifying when I ignore that impulse and just watch the deer outside or run from the bears.
Well, some days got to run from them deer because they're not exactly the whoo
They
sometimes.
Some of them don't run. Yeah, my dog actually tried to chase him off or this was last year. She tried to chase him off, and I think a deer kicked her.
Hmm.
I didn't see it happen because they ran around the side of the house, and I was like, "Oh, those deer are goners!" And then I hear my dog go, "Ah!" She came back, but if you approach them slowly, they'll hang out until that last minute. You can get about 5 or 6 feet close to them, and then they they move on. But sometimes I won't see them because they'll be behind a tree or something. I'll be out checking the mail, and then I hear them galloping off like I got too close, and I didn't even know they were there. So they're just around. It's fine.
I think before the pandemic, I was going to a gig and got lost in the neighborhood because it was like a hotel. And in the neighborhood, it looked like Bambi's got on parade in the in the neighborhood. I was like, this is housing, and there's deer everywhere in their yards, just like big dogs. I was like,
Yeah,
where am I? There's no forest, lots of deer.
yeah.
Amazing. I was like, please don't run in front of me. Please don't jump in front of the car.
They super will. Yeah, they're. I don't know what their death wish is all about, but yeah, they.
Right? Kind of like butterflies.
There's
Same
a
thing.
town
I'm
called Levita.
oh
Butterflies.
yeah,
Doesn't that break your heart when you hit
it
a
does.
butterfly
I'm
in your
like, wait,
car?
you've only been here a minute.
It kills me inside every time I do that.
Directional. Find your directions.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, would you like to play a song for us?
Sure. Yeah,
And
I'd
then
love
we'll come
to.
back and have some more conversation.
Yeah,
And then I'll see what the folks in the chat are talking about.
yeah.
If
Thanks
you'd like
everybody for
to,
joining us.
if you guys would like to chat with us in the green room here at the Austin Music Television channel 16, come on over and say howdy. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Jackson Emmer. Let me pull myself out.
All right,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna
Wait
play
a
a
minute.
song I just wrote like I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago with my friend Tom Paxton, another folk singer. Somebody dug for 20 years and made a strike. He was rich beyond his dreams overnight. Oh, he longed for even more when they heard him hit the floor, and he left it all behind when he took flight. Oh, he tried. Oh, he tried. He tried to take it with him on his trip up to the sky, but you can't take it with you when you die. He had $100 bills in both his boots and diamonds in the pockets of his suit. Had gold in every tooth, just running from the truth when they laid his tired body in the roots. Oh, he tried. Oh, he tried. He tried to take it with him on his trip up to the sky, but you can't take it with you when you die. And he always meant to take that trip abroad, or change his life and live by word of God. He always had tomorrow, now there's no time left to borrow, sleeping with his luck down in the sod. Oh, he tried. Oh, he tried. He tried to take it with him on his trip up to the sky, but you can't take it with you when you die. No, you can't take it with you when you die.
Mm,
Yeehaw.
makes me want to sing. It is the ending tag, the line, the riff that you did at the end.
Oh,
It is called there's a technical term for the name of it. Is it a closing? Is it a end out? Is it a yeah that?
I
What is
call
that?
that a G run in bluegrass. Because I originally wrote the song as a bluegrass song, just like, somebody dug for 20 years and made a strike. But I don't like play that much bluegrass, and I think bluegrass kind of alone is just, it's not bluegrass. It's an ensemble sound. So I've been experimenting with finger picking it lately, but that's just a normal guitar G run from the
It's a
bluegrass
fun
style.
one, but it's also like the extremely recognizable tag at the end of a song. He's like, "We're done."
Yeah, yep, it's over.
No more is coming. Just, I love it. I think it's a 2-5-1 run is what the if you're in music theory. I think. I correct me if I'm wrong, people. You know how my brain works. It's like bling
I
bling
think
bling play
I think you're right. I hadn't thought about it as that until you mentioned it earlier, and I
because you're
was
going
kind of
from
like,
like the G to the fifth of G with C D,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it
and then
is
one is back to the yeah. See how much music theory stayed with me. Did you
music.
during the pandemic? Did you ever get to try the Jamulus?
No, what's
It's
that?
where artists could, because we were trying so many different ways just to be able to do live broadcasting and play together as bands.
Hmm.
So there was, I don't know if it's still active, a site called Jamulus, Jamlus, and you could work with up to from 2 to however many people you wanted, and you could do a live broadcast simultaneously wherever you were from different areas around the world.
Hmm.
It was cool. It was neat. So every time I see someone, I'm like, I want to play. Let's do Jamulus, but everybody doesn't have that set up because it takes a minute to set it up. But it's cool.
I would give it a shot, but I haven't used it. What was the other one that people were using? Band Kazam or something like that? Jam Kazam?
Yeah, Jammer. I think Jammer was one of them as well.
I don't know.
something.
I tried it, and they said you needed to be plugged in, on your Ethernet direct rather
Mm-hmm.
than over Wi-Fi. And I
Correct.
think my router was not able to handle that, or my computer wasn't, something like that. Just not even a connection. And I thought, well, I don't need to jam on the internet that badly.
I finally got my
But I think it
router
would be
to
cool.
recognize it,
Hmm.
but I still was getting a weird sound back kickback sound from it. Other people weren't when they were in the room, but I was, so I had to back off from it. But it was excellent tool for the moment to use to be able to jam with another artist like in Japan. That was fun.
That's cool.
It was fun. And it had no lag. That's what was really interesting about it. Uh, I mean, let me clarify. Less lag than what's normal.
Hmm. Okay. But
Like
still some.
uh like you know how in the Zoom or Google there's a just a little bit of lag between one listening to somebody else play and you trying to play with them.
Yep.
So there was none of that.
Hmm.
I
Well,
I
sounds
have a video
promising.
on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. Me playing with Adrienne Connor and her bass player. Go check it out. It's pretty cool.
Will you post a link in the chat here, the
I
public chat,
will
and I can track it down?
send you a link because it's on the YouTube channel. I think it's video number one. We
I'll find it then.
I'll send it to you.
The
I'll send it
Signage
to you.
Yvette YouTube channel.
Soundbite production.
Oh, Soundbite Production YouTube
Yeah,
channel. See you there.
yeah. SBP live. The bitty the let me see. Questions for Mr. Jackson. Here we go. No one in the chat. Okay, no chatter. Do you drink water, tea, or what do you drink during or like as a vocalist, I don't like to drink alcohol when I'm performing because it dries out my vocals. But
Mm-hmm.
I will always I carry a bottle of honey with me,
Mm-hmm.
especially since it's allergy season. So, like, what do you have for your vocals?
Yeah, that's an extra loaded question because of the altitude here. It's so dry here in Colorado. I've got to do some extra stuff. So I use a saline nasal spray to keep my nasal passages clean and hydrated. I do drink a lot of water. I mostly don't drink booze almost ever. And I do drink coffee, but not while I'm performing. I only have it in the mornings. And it's so tempting to before you play a show because you're like, wow, it's getting late. I went to bed at 8 last night, but now it's 11. I should have a cup of coffee. It always backfires for me. Just drives me
Caffeine.
out. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's is a diuretic. That's the word. Yeah. So
True that.
yeah, caffeine diuretic. So I don't do that. I do, yeah, like I said, water, lemon with honey is, I think, the best, even better than any tea. Just that combo of lemon honey. And I'm careful to not put in too much of either one. It should be pretty mild,
Hmm.
because otherwise I feel it kind of coating my mouth or something. And yeah, it's weird. And
Well,
that's really it. I try to warm up. Um, I have kind of a raspy voice. I torched my voice a few years ago and had to relearn how to sing, and the altitude doesn't really help. And so I kind of embrace the gritty sound, and I try to just keep it healthy and maintain it without trying to, sound like Celine Dion or something and make it, smooth and lush. It's just I'm trying to make the most of what I have, basically.
use what you got till you get what you want. That's what my mama says. Use what
Love
you
that.
got, baby.
Love that.
Just use what you got. Are you from a music family? Did you have a lot of musicians in your family growing up?
No, but I had two. My grandma played piano and would sing, "Hello, Dolly, why hello, Dolly,"
Yeah.
and she played show tunes and for her synagogue a lot because we're Jewish, and so they'd play for the events there. And I didn't really grow up with her though. I mean, she passed when I was quite young, and so she wasn't teaching me how to play or anything. And then as I got older, around college, I reconnected with a cousin who is a few years older than me. He might be 15 or 20 years older than me. He plays guitar. He's a great guitarist and singer. And he would kind of show me stuff when I'd come into town. And he'd loan me a guitar or something and be like, here's this, Jimi Hendrix song tabbed out. Do you want to learn it? Yeah, I want to learn anything. um, so yeah, I feel a real connection with him over that, and really grateful. But he's my only like family member that really plays a lot of music. And now, actually, I almost forgot, and I apologize. My cousin Asher lives in Austin, and
Mm.
he plays guitar and sings and writes songs. So we've exchanged stuff online, and whenever I'm in town, we get together and jam. So yeah, I have
Jen,
three three musical family members that I know of.
that's a good blessing. Excellent blessing.
But better
Is
than nothing. Yeah,
is Jackson Emmer your stage name or is that your government name?
that's my government name. That's
Nice.
my the name my parents gave me. I'm named after my dad's dog from middle school, which is was named Jackson. And I'm not sure exactly how that came together. I think it was kind of a rushed decision, but they were like, "Jackson's good, sounds good, name him that."
It's a
And
good name.
periodically, yeah, I meet people who are like, my parents had a dog, or somebody had a dog named Jackson, and I was like, yeah, so did my folks.
It's a good name. It comes around. Is the guitar your first instrument?
It is. I now feel like singing is my primary instrument. That's what I'm most fluent at. At least I feel that way. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I did start on guitar. I started playing guitar when I was 15. I heard a Jimi Hendrix song played at an all school meeting in like middle school. And I was like, I didn't even know what electric guitar was. I didn't know what Jimi Hendrix was, or just that this sound. It was Purple Haze, I think, and it was like wah 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 wah, and I was, what is that, man? Like, I asked my friends, and they were like, "It's Jimi Hendrix. You don't know who that is, you know?" you know? But so yeah, I saved up and got an electric guitar, and I was hooked.
Those are always the best. I think I'm going to start adding that to my list. That is it should be like, what is the light switch that turned you on to the music? And for you, Jimi Hendrix, that's fabulous. Like, yep, that would have done it
He's amazing.
immediately.
He's amazing. And his music, I listen to it now sometimes and I'm like, it's so adventurous. It's so cool. It's so groovy. Like, it's really like he deserves every accolade he's ever received and more, I think, because it really pushed art forward tremendously. And I'm
Truth.
grateful. I'm grateful to his music.
Because before him, we were folk gospel more than rock. So
Mm.
he brought the rock out of the folk gospel music and made everybody go, huh? What that is? For me, I think all the musicians now emulate him and forward for the artists, if that makes sense.
And I see an interesting connection between what he does and like just modern music and even like modern electronic music and modern hip hop in that uh, before Jimi Hendrix, the instruments kind of had a role that they played, and you might turn them up or turn them down, or they have more bass or more treble or whatever. But an electric guitar kind of sounded like an electric guitar. A bass kind of sounded like a bass. Like these things just kind of had these departments that they lived in. By and large, there's some outliers, obviously, but Jimi Hendrix like really played with soundscape and timbre and like
Mm,
making your instrument sound like something so different that it's no longer playing the role of an electric guitar. And through that, you're really broadening the palette of colors you're able to use when you're painting a soundscape. And I think that's what modern music and synthesizer music certainly is like all about. It's just like we're not even using pitch and rhythm, or if we are, we're using timbre as well, like in such a deep, rich way to paint the picture we want to paint. And so, anyway, I feel like he's kind of a turning point for that too.
100% agree with you. Soundscape is a good content subject matter. Is that your word? Is that your phrase, or is that just
No,
generic? What?
soundscape? No, that's just something in English. I don't know. I'm
It's
not
a
the first to, I didn't make that up.
beautiful description of how to create songs. You're, yeah, I love that. That's a song title. Yeah,
Nice.
that's me.
Yours.
That's my
Yours.
brain. I go, huh, song title right there. That works for me.
Good.
Let's see. Okay, something that okay. What did you have a teacher in school that gave you some gem of knowledge that keeps you on the path of music, or uh, encouraged you to continue doing music? Did you have one of those teachers in school?
People who encouraged me to keep going.
A teacher.
Yeah, several um, teachers who inspired me. In high school, I had a teacher named George Weber, who I'm still friends with. He
Hmm.
plays a ton of instruments, but vibraphone is his main instrument. And his rule for teaching high school music is that everybody has to play at least like two or three instruments, even casually. So I loved guitar, and I was like, "Well, I'm a guitar player, man. So don't try to make me play anything else." And he's like, "I promise you, learning the mandolin will make you better at guitar, or learning the dobro will make you, or bass, whatever it was." So I got into these other instruments, and yeah, he's right. It's totally expanded my musicality. Um, he's incredible. And I then in college had a number of good teachers, but the ones that stuck with me most were Kitty Brazelton, who taught an opera class in which you write your own operas. And as weird as you want to make those operas, she is with you, like,
Hmm.
and she also is very demanding. If you're not doing your best work, she will call you out on it. And if you're kind of coasting, she will call you out on it. And if you ignore the tenets of pitch and rhythm, she will question you on it. She's like, "Is this an artistic decision, or are you just being lazy? Because, like, here's the structure of these harmonies that I think you're implying, but you didn't go all the way and do this, so are you slacking, or is this a decision?" And you got to be like, "I was slacking, Kitty. I'll fix it."
Those
Um,
are excellent teachers. That's an excellent teacher.
she's cool. And John Kirk was also really wonderful. He's very encouraging. I feel like you can do no wrong around him. It's like you play just the absolute wrong thing, and he's like, "You sound great. Keep going." And and you know, it's important to to have some accurate feedback. If you're screwing up, but I think it's equally important to just be encouraged. Just have somebody who's rooting for you all the way through, because when you start out, and even I guess no matter how good you get, some days you're just really going to suck, and you probably know it, and you don't need somebody else pointing that out. You need somebody else rooting for you to get you through the moments where you suck. And I think that John Kirk is the king of that. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Jackson, if you don't know it, you should also do like stories, tell stories, kid stories. You got that.
You like the
You
stories?
got that timbre in your vocals. I'm like, oh, he could tell stories. I'd listen.
Oh, good.
You have
I
that
thank you. I tell stories on stage if I'm doing shows, but yeah, I don't usually get the opportunity to hang out and just you know
talk.
talk and rap on the internet here for an hour. So yeah.
It's cool. I hope I'm creating a cool vibe so that more artists will want to come and join me and do this, because as the woman said, she didn't understand why artists didn't promote themselves more, and she was a civilian, and I was like, because we're all mostly introverted extroverts.
Who
We're
who is
like,
that?
it was in a class that I was
Mm.
in, and we were talking, and I was like, well, because most artists are introvert extroverts. We want to be seen, but we don't want to be seen. We don't want to. It's that kind of thing. So Yeah, that's what
I
I'm here
I
to do.
resonate with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Well, what?
gotta you gotta do the you gotta do all the other stuff to do this. You gotta
Yeah.
do the anyway, continue. Go ahead.
No, just that you got to tell people about your music if you want them to listen to it.
Hmm.
It's not complicated.
It can be, especially if you don't like to talk.
It's it's emotionally complicated,
Yeah.
but yeah, the equation of how will they know about you if you don't tell them is
Hmm.
that part's simple, but it's good. My wife is a lot chattier than me. I'm talking a lot now because like we're doing an interview. But if you run into me on the street, I'm friendly, but like I'm not like, let me tell you my life story. Like no, I'm pretty quiet. And if you hang out with me and my wife, yeah, she talks like 90% of the time, and I'm good with that. Uh, but it's good to have somebody like that in your life who can kind of nudge you or do some of the talking for you because, like you said, a lot of us artists are pretty introverted.
Yes. So you got a hype man as a wife. So that's nice.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great. I'm so grateful for her.
I got the opportunity to see Chris Stapleton and Willie Nelson and Yolo and another cat. And Chris Stapleton, the way he made me cry twice because of just the way he was talking about his wife and to his wife, who is his backup singer on stage. I was like, oh, she's your hype person. I want one of those. Not her, but I want one of
Sure.
those. You know what I mean?
I
Every
I
artist,
do.
we need one of those. So yes, absolutely. Mr. Jackson, would you please do us one more song?
Sure.
And
Yeah, I
I will
would.
bounce over here and let me do my. Here's
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm trying
Jackson.
to decide. I think I'll play a slow dirge because I've been in that mood lately.
Dirge. Okay.
We've
And
had
here's Mr. Jackson.
we've had all these wildfires this year. Normally we have them all over Colorado, but now we've got the smoke from California. And once we tune, we'll hit it. All right. Thank you all for listening and for being here. This is a cool hang. A gasoline engine, the song of mankind that sings off in the distance and disquiets the mind. It's no babbling brook, no coo of the dove, no progress or promise. We kill what we love. Way down in the valley, man found a stream, a ribbon of living, a sparkling dream. So he built a big city, all rebar and studs, and now Eden's a church house. We kill what we love. Oh, I took a lover a goddess on earth, and all that I have now was given by her. Still I try to change her. Was she not enough? I guess you know the story. We kill what we love. It's no babbling brook, no coo of the dove, no progress or promise. We kill what we love.
And the crowd goes wild. I need to get one of those tracks.
That's so funny. Yeah, that song is so bleak, but for some reason people have been streaming it a lot on Spotify, so I've been playing it more. I kind of like I put it on a record last year. The record's called Alpine Coda, and I didn't really play the song out much. I just put it on there, and it's like you never know what people are going to dig. I mean, it's such a dirge, but it's climbing on Spotify, and so I'm trying to put it out there more. And
Definition dirge?
what's a dirge?
Yeah.
Oh, just like a sad, slow song. D
Oh,
I R
okay.
G
Okay. Okay.
E.
That's cool. And good, it's rising on Spotify. I think for me, the simplicity of it, it made me go, huh, I like that.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
that's what my ears did. I was like, huh. And it reminded me of when I was a kid growing up for some reason. Okay, anyway.
That's cool. That's cool. Where'd you grow up?
In Dallas, Texas, and when I was growing up, we learned how to do Cotton Eye Joe and square dancing, and that type of music was what we'd play to or dance to, but faster. So
Yeah,
uh, I was like, huh, I want to go dancing.
that's cool.
Square dancing. They don't. I don't know if they teach that anymore in elementary, middle school, but it was for me. It was one of the best parts of being in school. I was like, we get to dance and wear some boots and a pleated skirt and a pretty girly shirt with a little tie on it and a hat.
I love that. I was always so nervous. I love dancing now. Like I love two stepping. Anytime I'm in Austin, I go to the Broken Spoke and the White Horse, and my wife and I'll go dancing, and it's just so fun. We don't have anything like that here in Colorado, so I try to take advantage of it. But when I was a kid, we had square dancing classes in school, and I was just like, "This sucks. How soon can I leave?"
But now you can use it with your wife. When let's talk about that. When's the next time you're going to be in Austin, Texas, or are you? What's your next project? What are you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing some touring in September in Montana and Wyoming, playing a couple of songwriters festivals. And then in October, I'll be down in Dripping Springs playing at the Dripping Springs Songwriters Festival. So that's 3 or 4 days of concerts. October maybe 15, 16, 17, whatever that weekend is there. I got to double check the dates, but mid-October. And all that stuff is on my website. If you go to jacksonemmer.com. Also, I should plug the Patreon. You've had it down there, yeah, on the ticker. And we talked a little bit about sound engineering and lessons and stuff. On my Patreon, I have videos talking about how I mix and master people's records. I have guitar lessons for just popular songs, and I break down even songs that are my own that I'm working on. And there's all kinds of other stuff going on Patreon. It's really a great way to support artists in the COVID era. So if you got an extra couple bucks a month, or even you could just sign up, do it 1 month, that's cool with me. I appreciate it. It really helps keep things going. Um, and so if you're into this, or if you've been following my music for a while and you're sort of not sure about what to do next, but you want to help out, Patreon is the way to do it. So thank you.
$10 goes a long way, y'all. Patreon, that's gas. That's gas money. That helps us get to our next place to play. Helps us get to you to play to our gig. Just saying.
And really a lot of, I'm trying to play more band shows too. And like we're making a video right now. Making videos can be either like a low budget thing, or it can rack it up if you're working with some real pros, which I try to do. So really it helps me hire professional musicians and artists to work with. It's not just me taking $10 and buying myself pizza at Whole Foods or whatever.
Jackson Emmer, thank you so much for spending your time with me and your sharing your gift and your creativity. Please look up this young man. He's extremely talented and a joy and a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for
Sonia,
sharing.
It's an honor to be here. I'm so grateful. Thanks for having me on your show, and to everyone for watching and listening. I appreciate your time and your ears. Thanks.
Right on, right on. Gonna take Mr. Jackson off. And we'll be right back after these commercials. Y'all stand by. Here we go. And this one.
Girl, you're late again.
Sorry, Sil.
Just get up there and do what you do.
Here's your shot, man.
Woo! Hey, Antonio. How you doing?
And there goes your shot.
Thanks. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I like this. Come on in, 'cause it's a place to be. The sign on the door says Silk Fun Factory. 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 I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting my party on. Yeah. I like them horns. I like them.
Look at here, look at here.
It's a free country for me, not you.
I got my feet up on the desk.
When will I learn? That's what my actions prove.
Bubba's got his knee in your neck.
It's a free country for me, not you.
Karen's in heaven making calls.
When will I learn? That's what my actions prove. What I read keeps us divided. Like I'm at a party where I wasn't invited. I'm on the outside when I wanna belong, but I seem to wish that things go wrong for folks that disagree with me. I just don't have the energy to let you be you
Look at here,
and me be me.
look at here.
'Cause when you are you, you
Got
threaten
my
me.
feet up on the desk. Bubba's got his knee in your
Gonna
chest.
keep a free country, but me, not you.
Got my feet up on the desk. Bubba's got his knee in your neck.
This is what my actions prove.
Karen's and Kevin making calls while COVID's trying to kill us all. All right. One more.
Meet Amped Up, a web platform that helps venues find, book, and build relationships with musicians. We streamline booking so crucial details like sound check times, W9s, and more are taken care of, leaving space to build the relationship. Our founding mission is to make it easier for musicians to make a living, to ensure people of color, women, and LGBTQ communities have a fair shot, and to make any city a music city. Visit ampedup.com to see how our tour routing tool can save days of planning. There are no subscription fees for musicians, and it's totally free for venues. We don't just want to reopen the music industry, we want to reconstruct and democratize it.
Hey everybody, it's Heather Webb from the Jam Room. Here at the Jam Room, I teach instrument instruction, band classes, we do workshops on audio recording, video production, and even instrument repair. The most popular thing we do here at the Jam Room is the band classes. People sign up for their different instrument, their preferred instrument in different classes that are categorized by either the genre or a year or the artist, different things like that. And you learn 3 new songs. You have the support of an instructor, me, to help you out along the way. If you happen to be a beginner or not so experienced with your instrument yet, that's okay too, because we can tailor your part to fit your skill level. And you still get an experience of playing with the band. So you do 6 weeks of rehearsals. In that time, we also do a photo shoot. So you get a poster at the end of it with your band, and we do a big showcase. And the showcase is a big party where all the bands get to play the songs that they learned during the session and play for family and friends. And it's a whole lot of fun, and it's the most popular thing we do. So I always say that the Jam Room is a supportive space for adults to come together, socialize, learn about music, and rock out and conquer their fears. Yeah.
Alrighty. Thanks so much for being here, y'all. Look forward to seeing you next time. If you want to be on the show, send me an email. Let's get you on the show. Soundbite Productions. Greetings to you, one and all. My name is Sonia Javette. Mama calls me Vet. I'm here to stay, to sing and to play. My name is Sonia Javette. Say my name or wear it out, make me want to sing and shout. Say my name or wear it out, make me want to sing, shout, sing. Say my name or wear it out, make me want to sing and shout. Make me want to sing and shout. Make me wanna. Oh my, see my dreams, my fantasies, my hopes and fears. Oh my, see my dreams, my fantasies, hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. My name is Sonia Javette. Mama calls me Vet. You can call me Vet. Oh my, see my dreams, my fantasies, my hopes and fears. Oh my, see my dreams, my fantasies, hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. My name is Sonia Javette. Mama calls me Vet. You can call me Vet. Everyone has a reason. Everyone has a reason. They got a reason to be here. They got a reason, yeah, to be here. Just like me. Thanks for being here, y'all. Just like me. See you next time. Just like me. See you next time. Much love.